All right, hello. I'm your host, Mimi81, back in another episode of On the Block. I already know that a lot of people won't be watching this one because there's a fast survival going on, but I needed to get this done with yesterday evictee Cool Cat here. Say hi.
Oh, hello.
Um, I was to also get an interview with Ginger7, and I'm hoping he sends that before this ends. But for now, we will be just focusing on Cool Cat. Let me pull that up. But first question will ask you is, were you satisfied with your experience?
Okay. So I was a little satisfied, but like obviously not that satisfied because I didn't make it longer. But I wanted to make it like farther than I got, obviously. But I was satisfied a little because I did survive at least one poll, which makes me happy. But ultimately, no, I was not satisfied.
I thought you did fine. I mean, and we'll get into that on why your game went the way your game did, but you weren't satisfied with how it went.
Not at all. I well, actually, I like just a teensy little bit, but like not like fully satisfied.
Moving forward, when you got your key, what was the initial strategy?
Okay, well, actually, I didn't even know I got the key until like later on because like I wasn't like I like checked. I was like checking like because I was using my dad's phone when I got the key. I was happy, and then like um I forgot the question.
What was your strategy? Like right when
Oh,
you got the key,
oh, um, I honestly didn't have a strategy right then and there.
you were nominated first on day one because, like they said, you were inactive. So
Yeah,
you weren't really paying attention to this game, were you?
I was after that. After the fact, I like after day zero and a little bit of day one, I was active like really. I was like really active after the fact then. So I
You
started
did.
paying attention to the game when I got back home, like, and I like focused on the game instead of other things because I knew like I had to make people see that I was actually playing the game and actually there.
Were you playing the game, or you were just like you said, you're just putting on a face because getting 12 people to nominate you because you didn't show up on the first night? That's not a great way to start playing the game.
It wasn't a great way to start, but I mean, it was my fault for like I didn't even think I was gonna get in this game, but it was my fault for not being there at first. Um, but I was playing the game after the fact I wasn't
Fine.
there for. Huh?
Because do you feel that because you were not there night one, that's your whole game became
Okay, my social game was like down in the dirt for a while, like until like like started talking to more people, and then I think my my public game also took a hit because people kept posting over and over again how I wasn't there, and that kind of took my public game a little down.
but
Oh
that can be fixed.
yes,
The public, they can tell the public you have not been there, but then you can say otherwise. You could have, if your game inside the house was not working, you could have used the public itself.
well I mean I didn't want to lie to the public because it was true I wasn't there
It
for a
doesn't
little bit,
matter.
but
You have to use whatever strategy you can to stay.
yeah, but I'm not a liar. I'm not gonna change my ways just because of the game.
You did survive the first eviction,
Hmm.
barely by 8% of the vote. That you were how basically it did look like you were going. Were you shocked that you stayed?
I I honestly thought I was gonna leave because of how I wasn't there for a little bit and everything. So but like I think what really helped me was me branching out to people in the house. The house ultimately saved me because if I didn't have the house votes and people voted me to leave, then I think I definitely could have gone. I mean, looking at the votes and everything, I think I could have gone without the house. So I think I kind of felt I don't want to say I was safe because like you're never supposed to be safe in a game, feel safe, whatever. But like, I think what helped me was the house and me branching out to it
When
and
you
Runaways being a mess.
sorry,
Okay, I'm sorry.
when you are nominated though, you still have one chance to still play the game before you are evicted. Did you
Mm-hmm.
play that round?
What?
When you are nominated, you still have one more chance to play the game before you are evicted.
Yeah. I I didn't like. Okay, so when I was up the second time, I kind of shaded some people and like Britt and Emma because like I was talking to Britt and then Britt like completely like exposed me to the public apparently about what I was saying when I wasn't even saying anything bad. Um, but like during the first time I was up, I didn't really do anything except talk to the house and and post my plea. That's all I did for the first eviction.
Second eviction, you did have a chance to strategize. That was the question. Did you strategize?
Oh yeah, I strategized
But you still received 7 votes. So what did you do on day two?
on day two. Okay, so on day two, right? Okay. Like I said, I was talking to people. Like that's what I was doing the whole time. Was just talking and talking nonstop because yeah, I was talking to people nonstop. There,
That's
it was
it.
it was not really much of a strategy game. It was much of a social.
That so basically, someone told you it's nom set and you did it.
No, I had a hand in the third, but I didn't like much have a hand in the second, I guess, because like yeah, but let's see,
Here's something also. You didn't use your wheel, and you were still in the game. And I think you used your wheel when you were evicted. But why did you not use your wheel on day two?
I didn't use my wheel on day two because I didn't really feel the need to use
Why
it.
not? You didn't think you were going to get targeted again?
No, I didn't think people were going to renominate me because I was active and that was their excuse for the first one.
But in
So,
the end, they did nominate you.
yes, they did.
All right. Um. So who did you nominate on day two? Are you free to say that?
Yeah, I blogged, so I'm not like scared. Like on day two, like for like to not for the third eviction or like for the people who went up. I'm sorry.
I didn't read your blog. So who did you nominate for those who didn't read your blog?
Okay, well, I'm just gonna say it all right now. On day one, I nominated Runaways and Sparky. Day two, I nominated Jeremy, and no, I not Jeremy. I nominated Ginger and Green Bay. And then on day three, I nominated Nipple and Emma.
All right. So I do know that a set of Jeremy and Ginger was pushed by BB Swag, but I didn't understand why Green Bay got votes. Why did Green Bay get votes? Why did you vote for Green Bay?
I think Green Bay got votes to take the target off Jeremy. Honestly, I think that's what the plan was.
Were you close with Jeremy?
No, I wasn't close with Noah either. Like because like we used to like me and Jeremy like we he has to apologize to me like every single game I swear, and then he apologized to me when he knew he was getting targeted. I think that's what kind of switched my vote. Even I know like it was just to get me on his side, but like Noah and I also didn't get along. So like, and he didn't, never came to me and like
So
apologized to me.
you didn't make these nonsense up on your own. You
No,
heard this nonsense was going down, and you voted that way.
yeah,
So you sheeped a vote.
I guess like you could call that. I mean, there was a lot of sheeps in the house. I mean,
And I know there's a lot of sheeps there, and no one wants to break away from their game just yet. Do you think you know who the sheeps are?
okay, so I don't think I know who the sheeps are, but I'm just gonna say something. Everybody is calling Olivia a sheep, and I honestly don't think she is.
Why are people calling her a sheep?
I don't know. I don't know why people are calling her a sheep, but I feel like if I've been reading the uh blogs by other people to see if they're shading me or something, and like I've read in like two of them, I think it was like Emma was one of them. I'm not sure if that person was right now, but they like kept calling they kept calling Olivia a sheep. I think it might be because she was called to be in that final three with
Is
both.
she being called a sheep because she's immune and then she doesn't have to worry, so she can easily vote how she wants?
I don't think that's a reason to call someone like a sheep.
Or I mean, when people call you a sheep, that's because you don't stand up or try to make a vote yourself. But she's immune, so she doesn't have to stand up.
I think Olivia was definitely like not like for the Jeremy and Ginger set. I'm not sure about that, but for Emma and Nipple, I think she had a hand in like setting that up. I don't want to shade her or something like and say like that she did something like and then get her target on her, but like I think she had a hand in that. So and like setting it up and everything. So she definitely didn't sheep that one, I guess you could say.
On day two, did you know that you were getting nominations?
No,
You didn't know, and you didn't think they were gonna renominate you.
I think I could have got some because there's some people in the house who didn't just plain out didn't like me, but like I didn't think I was getting like seven.
All right, so now that you know you received 7 nominations on day two, you received um I think 12 nominations on day one. Did you do something on day three?
Day three, like when Nipple and Emma went up.
Yes.
Oh, like again, like okay, this time I think I had a hand in spreading the nominations, not like,
Making a
and I
set.
also, huh?
Not like making a set, but you had a hand in enforcing it.
Yeah, because I don't want to make sets because that's kind of like not a thing for me. I don't like.
You have to though, because I mean, it is early in the game, and if you're not that type of controlling player and that type of person who's like who wants to be put in the lime zone or spotlight, and right in the beginning, of course, you're not going to make a set. But don't be afraid not to make a set. Who who did you, on day three? Ginger and Runaways are out. Who did you not like? 2 people that you did not like.
What? Jeremy didn't get out. Ginger got
No,
out.
no, I know. Ginger and Runaways. Who are the 2 people who you did not like on day three?
Okay. On day three, like after they got out, and Nipples and Emma went up with like the people who like got spun on my wheel.
No,
After
but
the fact, after the fact, I was not for the eviction. I didn't like Brit.
no. What I mean is, who are 2 people that you did not like in the final 14?
Yeah, Brit and Emma.
So why did you not enforce Britt and Emma to go out?
Well,
Britt did get votes. Britt got 2 votes. Emma got 10.
in the final 14, I didn't force like it was. This was after the fact I was nominated, but it was still the final 14.
Yes.
Brit and I were getting along just fine, and then I told her that that she wasn't. She was she wasn't talking to anybody in the game. She was only playing the public, not playing the game.
So Brit
I
is playing your game, but she's using the public.
I think she could have a great social game if she actually talked to people. And I'm surprised she's still not up yet because like I think people before if she didn't post any blogs, I think people would have just forgot her and she would have like just like made her way there to like the final three, whatever. But since she made her blogs, people were like seeing her as a public threat, and that's when people like kind of got on her. But
But what I'm seeing right now is that it seems
yeah,
you're saying Brit is playing the same game that you played, but she played a social game better. Why
she
did you
played the
not do
better.
that?
I played like the social game better, and she played the
No,
public game.
not social, public. That's what I meant.
I didn't play a good public game. You crazy?
I mean, Brit isn't up either, so she is playing a social game. But you could have, you don't think that you could have done something to stop your um bad luck in this game?
Mm, I
I mean,
tried.
let's do face it. On day three, you didn't get any votes.
No,
How did that happen? What did you do to not receive votes on day three?
talking to people.
Okay, you can say talking to people, but what people? Like, did your name was in a set? Did you somehow get that from happening? Like, just talking to people doesn't stop you from going into a nom set. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think honestly, my name wasn't thrown into a set because I wasn't the target at that point. I don't think.
All right. And Emma and Nibbleberry was the target.
Yes, because people wanted Emma out. Okay,
Yeah, I'm not understanding this Emma target team. What's with Emma?
people wanted her out because they saw her as a threat. Okay, they
Popularity
saw
one?
they saw her as a public and like a strategic threat, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
And then people nominated Nipple because they thought that Nipple could beat Emma in like a poll.
So Nibble was the pawn,
Yeah,
and you just went along with it.
no,
No. Okay. You said
I actually told Nipple about this.
you told her that she was in the nom set,
Yeah,
which did that force her to spinning the wheel?
I think I think he was maybe going to spin the wheel before I even told him because like I think he heard it from someone else, but I just told him why he was getting nominated. Um, uh, but he, like I don't know.
Now you said you didn't like Emma, right? And you've seen her as a threat to you.
She was just a threat to. She was a threat to me, and plus like yeah, she was a threat to me.
Ironically, Emma was the reason you got nominated because the she spun the wheel and it landed on you, and now you're nominated for the second time, and kind of once again your bad luck continued.
Yeah, I have like the worst luck ever. I swear. Um,
But I mean, what is your reaction? You got nominated by the wheel. You're up again. People were saying that you were inactive, and now like, how will that fair? You're up, nominated for the second time. How will you survive?
I was. I didn't think I was gonna survive, so I tried. That's when I went to Brit and told her like my thoughts about her and everything, and then when she like, and that's when like she like told something about me in the house chat, and then that's when me and Emma I mean, that's when me, Emma, and Britt like got into a fight. But I didn't think I could survive, so I didn't really like. I tried, but Emma, when she got nominated, she gave up. She told people that she wasn't trying and that she was gonna get evicted, so she would just.
and which is why she received a vote to be nominated or to evict from the House.
I think that's part of the reason why she got the votes.
And I mean, I do commend you. Only two people evicted you from the House. Do you think you know who?
Yeah. Okay.
Do
Sorry.
you know? Do you think you know who the two who evicted you were?
I'm just gonna. I'm. I don't. I don't. I don't. If I had a choice, I would. If I had like. If I had a thought, I guess I would say Britt and Emma because we got into that fight.
And ultimately, you were evicted with Emma being the closest amount of votes. You were not shocked by your eviction, were you?
No, not really, because I had like. I think the public hated me the most about who was nominated, and it was like the House votes helped get Emma like a higher percentage than Jeremy. But I think because I like the public didn't like me that much, that's why like I knew I was going. I thought. I think.
Even though you were nominated, you still took part in also Day Four's nomination twist, in which Zuper they nominated two people for eviction.
Hmm.
Do you is that the reason you spun the wheel? Because um
I sorry.
is that the reason you spun the wheel because Zuper was nominating?
No, I spun the wheel because I knew I was going and I didn't want to waste the wheel and just like not spin it at all. So I spun it.
And who was nominated by your spin?
I remember this stuff.
I'm checking it right now. Carter. Carter was nominated by your spin. Were you
Okay.
fine with Carter going up?
I mean, we weren't really allies in the game, okay? And
Is
like,
Carter playing the game? I have seen around that people have said Carter is not playing the game. Is he playing the game?
well, I think it's because of his work and stuff schedule that like he's not talking much in the game, but I think he's still playing the game.
Is talking really, but is talking um motivating the moves that is happening in this game? If you don't talk, you're gonna get targeted.
I mean, I would like, but I don't think so because, like I said, I when I was in the house or whatever, Britt was not talking at all.
And she wasn't nominated.
Yeah, so she said she talks to people, but she like, doesn't talk in the house chat, which is perfectly fine. But I don't know. People have been saying that she doesn't talk like to them and everything. And it might just be that she doesn't want to socialize with them, but like I don't know. She's not like very social, like I say.
Now, Z Big Brother did not post who the how many nomination percentages that you got when because you were evicted. How
Yeah.
how do you think you were going to get nominated if Zuper you stayed? Do you think Zuper nominated you?
It, I don't think I would have that much nomination votes because people thought I was going. So I don't think I would have that much nomination votes.
So they wouldn't
I
have wasted on you.
a couple because
See,
Johnny he was nominating me with like with an alternate, obviously.
but isn't that kind of smart? Now you have to look. You have to think it. Okay, I'm nominated for the second time. People, Zuper has to vote. They might think I'm going, so I'm not going to get Zuper votes. So now it's time for me to try and manipulate the public so that that can get them to save me. And they're not going to nominate me because they may think I'm going, but they'll still try and save me if I make some type of lie up.
But I didn't want to.
I
I
mean,
know it's good for the game to lie, but
but
I
some, I mean, it's just something similar to like what Jeremy did, where Jeremy apparently, I'm guessing he's trying to get the public more on his side, so he made some type of call out blog or shade or so many people they're making these blogs that they're trying to get the public on their side. You could do that. You could have done that,
Yeah.
but you didn't go that strategy.
Mm-mm.
And why not? Because you just wanted to play fair and your
Yeah.
way.
If if I'm gonna win, I'm gonna win fairly. I like I'm not gonna I don't want to lie during my time in the house. I'm just not a liar.
So you just played it very just safe, and you wanted just to test your luck and see what will happen, what wouldn't happen.
I
Um,
like
yeah.
during the third nominations, I was nominating Nipple, but I wanted to tell him I was nominating him. I didn't want like me to nominate him and him feel like
How did
like
Nipple take that?
I think he took it okay because like I like told him like everything that was going on, like why he was getting nominated and everything, and then when he made the video whatever like about like who was uh who was like lying to him and everything, I don't think it wasn't about me, so I think he took it okay because I was helping him in a sort of way.
On day four, you were officially out the game, but there were
Hmm.
6 people up for eviction, in which this time instead of the public evicting, it was the house evicting. The people up were Miles, Carter, Josh, Noah, Amy, and Nipple. Who did you think the house would vote it to, knowing that you were also a housemate? Who did you think the house would vote?
Uh, I wasn't going to vote this person, whatever, if I was still in the game. But
You wouldn't vote for who?
I thought Nipple would go because he was the target um for
Would you have evicted Nipple?
huh?
Would you have evicted Nipple of all the 6 nominees if you were
No,
still in?
I would not vote for Nipple.
Who would you vote to evict if you were still in?
If I was still in the game, I would probably vote for the biggest target besides Nipple, obviously, because like I don't know.
You're dodging questions, right?
If I don't think he's the biggest target, but I would vote for the Green Bay 712
All right.
or Noah.
Well, that is like the end of our interview because
Okay,
I do like you and I wanted to root for you, but I will be honest with you. Your game was not flashy. You didn't use the public to your advantage.
I know.
I mean,
I mean,
there's many
it
ways you could play this game, and even though you said you don't want to lie, if you're playing a bad game inside, you should play the better game outside.
yeah, I know. I wasn't the best player, but
I
I don't
mean,
think I was the worst either
you're
because
not
I
the
wasn't
best
messy.
here. If you apply and you go back into and you get back into another season of ZBB, I don't want to see another game style like that because I actually do want to root for you. I think there are people who are rooting for you, and you did kind of let them down because you were inactive on day one, and then
Hmm.
you didn't stop yourself from getting votes on day two. You got nominated by Will on day three, and that's when you were just finished. You know,
Yeah,
would
I
you
know.
do?
If I ever make it into ZBB, I will definitely play the game differently.
Um, yeah. Speaking, I was gonna say, would if you do make it to another season, how would you play it?
I'm gonna be shady like everybody else. I'm gonna freaking lie. I'm gonna get the public on my side. I'm gonna actually play the game.
Did people lie? You feel people lied to you?
Yes, on day one especially because there was like a lot of people telling me they weren't gonna nominate me, and they still did. So
All right. Um. Well, that is it. I will be back at 8 o'clock with Kenny. speaking with today's evictee. How did you feel about Miles going?
I'm kind of sad Kenny didn't talk to me. Like, rude.
You said, huh?
I'm kind of sad Kenny didn't come and talk to me. I wanted him to shade me. I wanted him to say something.
Oh, I don't know why Kenny. I didn't tell Kenny I was doing this, so that's why he's not here. But we will talk to Kenny. I'll ask Kenny for you on
Okay,
8
thank you.
o'clock.
Okay, thank you.
But for now, thank you for those who did watch this short episode of On the Block with Cool Cat. I was to get an interview with Ginger Seven, but I'm just not even gonna try anymore. He couldn't make it to the call or send his interview, so Ginger Seven is skipped. I will be back at 8 o'clock with the interview for Miles. But until then, see you.
Bye.